You're watching 18 News at 5:30.
The opinions and views expressed in Political Talk belong to its commentators and are not those of Nexstar Broadcasting Incorporated, this station, or their affiliates or employees.
Welcome to Political Talk with Leslie Dangsberg and Tom Santulli. In the opening hearing on the impeachment inquiry into President Donald Trump yesterday, Democrats began laying out a case that the president abused his office by making an improper demand of a foreign leader. Leslie, what do you think of the hearing so far?
Well, what the Democrats have to show in these hearings is that there is enough evidence to move to a trial in the Senate. So this is the indictment phase, and then the Senate would have the trial. And as much as the Republicans are trying to spin this as a referendum on President Trump, that's not what it is. It doesn't matter what you think of the job the president's doing. I personally don't think the president's doing a very good job. I don't like that he's blown the top out of the deficit. I don't like what he's doing to dairy farmers. I don't like what he's doing to the economy or to taxes. But all of that said, the question we have on the table is, did the president use his office to put pressure on a foreign leader to dig up dirt on his political opponent? And we actually know that the president did do that because the president bragged about doing that. He said that he did in a speech before the United Nations back in September, and he's reconfirmed that in several tweets. So as a lawyer myself, there's really not much evidence that's any better than the accused person bragging about it himself. And it's going to be up to the Democrats to use those words to show that there is enough evidence to go to a trial in the Senate.
Do you think they'll go to a trial in the Senate?
Yeah, I'm guessing that they'll get the votes to do it, and I think I'll just, how I feel about it, I think they'll do it based on the hatred of Donald Trump, less on the evidence. I mean, I watched it yesterday, and, I am not a guy that likes hearsay. I like facts. I find it very interesting that you have a whistleblower, and I know what whistleblowers are supposed to do. I don't think you just have the right, though, to say things and then disappear. And then it gets carried on by, I heard something by somebody who said something to somebody who said somebody to something. And we never actually get to have the president's accusers in front of a group of people and ask the right questions. I just don't like the process. I'm not a fan of Adam Schiff. He's not noted for telling the truth, and he's heading the committee. I just think it needs to be full disclosure. It shouldn't be hearsay. I don't like that concept and then run with it. I think there's a lot of problems out there. It gets to the Senate and it dies in the Senate.
Now we have 20 seconds. Do you want to give a 20-second rebuttal real quick?
Well, I do think anytime you start arguing about process, it shows that the facts aren't really good for your side. I think that a whistleblower is a tipster. It's akin to somebody picking up the phone and calling up the police department and saying, hey, I think you need to investigate this thing. And now what's happening is they're doing the investigation, and they're finding out that actually most of the things that tipsters said were
You'll
right.
find out the whistleblower is a Democrat who worked for somebody. Let me tell you, it's not good.
Lots of times the tipster is somebody, who was in criminal cahoots with the bad guys.
We'll find out. More hearings tomorrow. Of course, our coverage continues, but we'll be right back.